Nice job in this.
Thanks.
I want to talk to you about ideas, and not necessarily issues, because it's not an issue-driven film, but there are kernels of ideas and kernels of, I don't want to say idealism, but patriotism, and the ideas in the film that pop out for you. What are those ideas?
Well, I think, it's important to stand up for yourself, but I think it's really important to stand up for other people, especially those that can't for themselves. I think it's important to stand up for ideas, and it's also important to recognize things that have been lost in our life that really were important. A recognition of things lost, be it personal, be it business, be it whatever, be it a sense of country, a sense of community, and that those things can be brought back together. But it takes something to galvanize that. And in this movie, unwittingly, a lie makes people begin to think about something that they've lost.
Mm-hmm. When I watched your work, and you correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to read into anything, a couple things I see a lot. One is loyalty. I just get a sense, and I'm generalizing here, but a sense of loyalty. People in here become loyal. And also a sense of children, and I don't know what to say other than I see it in your work.
You mean a sense of loyalty about people who worked on the movie? Or?
No, well, I know, and I've heard you talk about that before, but even in your characters, even in the fiction of it, people who are loyal to each other is an important thing. People are loyal to their country or are loyal to the community.
Well, there's a fight that exists in us, which is that he is a loner and he is a rascal and he has no intention of delivering mail, giving mail, doing anything. But he sees people's faces, and so what he does is he tries 3 or 4 times to tell people that this is not who he is. And by the time he finally ends up with a big bag of mail, in his mind he's going to dump that in the first river he comes to. But they give him a horse. And they give him a horse, and it's like, okay, maybe I'll just take this mail to the, there's a sense of, what he has is humanity, not a sense of patriotism, but really humanity is wrapped up in that. Because when we begin to think about others other than ourselves, that is that is stepping outside of your house, or stepping outside of yourself. That is a heroic, not a heroic thing, but a thing that we admire.
Yeah.
And he steps outside of himself. And the thing about children is they're the first to rally around. Children can become cynical too. We don't want our children to be cynical, but in this particular movie, what they've seen a world that people are trying to describe to them, that once there was these things going on, and they're saying, we've never seen it. It's not a very cool world at all. And yet, when they hear this idea, they rally around it. It's like a concept that they've never heard of, but they're doing it the very best they can. And I laid it on the young people.
I want to ask you an introspective question about acting.
And interestingly enough, a Vietnam vet who comes to it in a way that's, who we have a tendency to think of as very cynical, yet here's a guy that says, no, I'll do this. I like this, what's going on here.
Well, and it finds him, and he finds it too.
Yeah.
If you take away any sense of income about what you do, and publicity or even notoriety about what you do, and it just gets down in the moment of doing it, what do you really love about acting?
Well, I love being with my friends. I love hitting a note that I didn't think I could hit. I love having that moment of going, wow, I did it, or looking back at it and going, when I look at that, that really worked. I don't have a tendency to be a part of things that I'm certain about, that I'm certain will work. I have a tendency to be a part of things that I know have a chance to work, but I'm not certain they can. And that in order for them to do, all the planets have to line up. And when I know that, for as much as I hate that, I know I'm in the right place.
Nice to see you, man.
Thanks.